All right, let's just jump right in. For a huge multinational company, an MNC, social media is this incredible double-edged sword. I mean, on one hand, you've got a direct line to millions, even billions of people. That's a massive opportunity. But on the other hand, one tiny misstep can ignite a global firestorm. So the real question is, how do the biggest players on the world stage even begin to walk this tightrope?
You know, this quote from Ian Pope just hits the nail on the head. It's not that crises themselves are totally different. What's changed, and what's changed everything, is the timeline. The most critical factor today isn't just what you say, but how fast you say it. It's all about speed.
And get this, PR professionals, they used to talk about the golden hour. That meant they had a whole 60 minutes to figure out a response to a crisis. 60 minutes. Today, that window is shrunk to what some are calling the 15-minute rule. The conversation online starts instantly, and if you're not part of it from the get-go, you've pretty much already lost control of the narrative.
So that brings us to our first section. Let's really dig into what it means to walk the social media tightrope and understand this incredible high-stakes balancing act these companies have to pull off every single day.
Think about it. Before, feedback came in through pretty predictable, manageable channels. Now, a crisis can spark from literally anywhere. A customer in one country, an employee in another, a viral video. And this forces a complete rewiring of how companies think. Your emergency plan can't just be about keeping the lights on anymore. It has to be, first and foremost, about engaging immediately and publicly with everyone who has a stake in your business.
Okay, so hearing all that, you've got to be thinking, why on earth would any company sign up for this, right? Well, it's because if you can actually master that tightrope, the rewards, they're just as massive as the risks. And that brings us to Section 2, the MNC advantage.
And here it is. This is the prize. Yeah, sure, you get the obvious business wins like more brand awareness and better sales. But the real magic, it happens on a much deeper level. When companies engage directly, they build real relationships. And that creates this amazing, powerful feedback loop. Happier customers lead to more loyal customers, and those loyal customers give you priceless insights into what the market actually wants.
Which of course leads us to the billion-dollar question. How do you actually do it? How do you get all of that incredible upside without getting totally torched by the downside? Is it even possible? Well, the most successful companies in the world think it is.
And they do it by following a surprisingly clear set of rules. This is the heart of our explainer today, the strategic playbook. These aren't just random tips. This is a proven framework for taming the chaos and actually creating real value.
First play in the book, make it feel personal, even when you're dealing with millions of people. A perfect example is using a chatbot. So a person clicks on your ad, but instead of some generic boring web page, they land right in a messenger chat. A bot instantly starts a conversation, answers their questions, helps them out. Just like that, you've turned a cold click into a warm conversation and, hopefully, a loyal fan.
Next play, you need a smart content strategy. This isn't about just, throwing stuff at the wall and hoping something sticks. No way. The winning formula is all about combining really high-quality, valuable content with a super deliberate schedule and the right posting frequency. It's always quality and consistency over just raw volume. Always.
And the big companies, they don't just talk at people, they build a genuine community. I mean, it's called social media for a reason, right? So you've got to be social. Ask your audience questions, poll them for their opinions, share stuff that's actually helpful or interesting, not just another sales pitch. And yeah, even like and share their posts. It has to be a two-way street.
Okay, next up in the playbook, you got to jazz things up. A social media feed that's just a wall of text and product shots is, well, it's boring. It's forgettable. People respond to personality, to fun. This means you need a great mix of content. Stunning images, entertaining videos, maybe even a podcast, to show that there are actual creative humans behind that big corporate logo. Now, this is a really important one. A smart company knows the huge difference between an ambassador and an advocate. See, an ambassador is someone you pay to say nice things about you. But an advocate, that's a real person, a customer, maybe even an employee who just genuinely loves what you do, so they talk about it for free. Cultivating those authentic advocates is the holy grail because their voice is 1,000 times more powerful than any paid influencer.
Part of any good strategy is knowing where to play and where not to. You don't have to be on every single social network. You just have to be on the right ones. It's pretty simple, really. If you're a clothing brand selling to consumers, your home is probably Pinterest, not LinkedIn. But if you're a B2B security company, it's the exact opposite. The lesson is easy. Go where your people are.
And of course, let's be real. None of this happens by magic. It takes resources. Having a dedicated social media budget isn't just another expense on a spreadsheet, it's the fuel that makes this whole engine run. It's what lets a company actually execute on all these great ideas and make sure they're reaching the right people in the right way.
And finally, you bring it all home with amazing cross-channel campaigns. To cut through all the noise out there, your campaign needs to tell one engaging story across all your platforms. It needs a catchy name, a memorable hashtag, and a really clear call to action that funnels everyone to the same place. It's all about creating one unified, unforgettable experience.
So there you have it. That's the MNC playbook. Which brings us to our final section, your turn to play. How can we take these huge ideas and actually apply them to whatever it is that we're doing? If you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. Success on social media is not about presence, it's about purpose. It's the difference between just having an account and having a real strategy. It's having a reason for every single thing you post.
And that really just leaves us with one last question to chew on. Take a look at your own social media or the feeds of the brands you really admire and ask yourself, is it telling a clear, compelling story, or is it just making more noise in an already noisy world? The answer to that question, well, that makes all the difference.